Greetings, Mindcrafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft episode. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and that's little G. Most of you know Giovanni by now. He's my faithful companion who walks in the woods with me, or I walk with him, maybe it's more like it. Usually he's in front. Occasionally, if it gets deep, sometimes he'll go. He's not, I mean, he's pretty smart. He gets in the back and lets the snowshoes do the walking, and then occasionally gives me a flat tire, but today it's good. Temperature broke. Anyway, so what are we here for? We're here for, I was just inspired in this minute to embrace winter. And I do realize, I'm in northern Vermont. The freezing spell broke, so it's like perfect. It's like 20, that's a word I don't use, take it back. 99% excellent. It's like in the 20s or something, I don't even know. It's good, but I realize not everybody is in this, we're like, we live closer to Santa than most people. That's not true for everybody, right, little G? Yes, that's true in his world, so that's all he's thinking about. That he's in heaven right now. No, it's the notch. Okay, so whatever your winter is, this will also be true for you. Sometimes people have unbearable heat, or they've got like a rainy, cloudy season, which actually will work for what we're talking about. Because up here, my students talk about it. Actually, seasonal affective disorder. We know I don't do the word disorder. Why? Because it's shaming and stupid. The word disorder, implies, insinuates, whatever, that there's something wrong with us, right? That we're in some way flawed or defective. So, in my opinion, we would all be doing the world a great favor if we just deleted it out of every language, across the whole globe. Because there's nothing wrong with us. We're all works in progress. And just because we have something extra to deal with, such as anxiety, depression, fast mind club, autism, bipolar, whatever, okay? Depression does not mean that we're defective. It just means we've got a brain thing going on, and that's really it. So I know my students talk a lot about, when it gets dark and cold and, tough getting motivated and stuff. And this year, though, I have to say, I've heard very little this year, which is just great. But usually there is some, and my former, he's such a good friend. My former, he's currently a friend, former program coordinator, used to run three, I forget, multiple sections, more than one anyway, when Minecraft started out as one. And he used to, he kept adding, because he thought like the winter semester in Vermont, we should have some more, positive psychology type stuff going on. And man, they just filled up. It was like waiting lists, and it was crazy. And so the thing is, the best thing to do is to embrace it, because it's kind of like trying to go against the current. Eventually, you get exhausted, and it can be an uphill lift, because we are predisposed to thinking negatively anyway, for primitive reasons. We've talked about it, right? From way back when we were, being chased around by saber-toothed tigers and pterodactyls and raptors and all that cool Jurassic Park stuff. We were in survival mode because it was in our benefit to be in survival mode for the obvious reasons, right? And now, fast forward from the Paleolithic era, I think that's one of them, Jurassic, obviously, to, current times, and that same charge of being chased by, a pterodactyl hovering, trying to scoop you up, is not different than, oh no, I missed the email for the holiday party, or was I even invited to this, and so-and-so didn't text me back, and we get all, well, that gets worse in our version of winter, when it's dark and cold and it gets easier to isolate. We know that human beings are not meant to isolate, no matter how introverted you are. We need different levels of stimulation, and we can tolerate and enjoy different levels of stimulation. And it actually, I think I just had an inspiration. I'll do an episode on that at another time, because that's, self-awareness wise, it's really important to know your sweet spot for a social stimulation, and accept that that's part of who you are, and there you go. And that said, it gets so easy to isolate in the winter when it's dark and cold, and tougher to work out, tougher to stay physically fit, and all that is like a sled ride down for well-being. It really is. And so it does take some effort, and maybe it's easier to go with friends, all kinds of friends with 2 legs, 4 legs. Get out in the woods if you're not in a woodsy area. Whatever is your closest thing to nature. Like I say Central Park a lot, because I'm from down in New York, and Central Park's huge. Madrid has great parks. Most big cities have a nice park. If not, just get outside, period, is really important. And just get out, period. So even if you're going to lunch with a friend, so get out. Sometimes we gotta push. It's okay to stay in for an afternoon, when it's sleeting. watching Netflix on a Sunday or something, for sure. We're not saying don't do that. And there can be a fine line, because that is actually healthy to slow it down like that. And I had, during our gratitude run in Minecraft, sorry, not Minecraft, it was Cog Psych actually, but we do gratitude in all my classes now, and mindfulness. A bunch of the students, because it was -40 or something here for a couple of days, it was maybe 2-3 days, and several of them were grateful. They said thank you, because it forced us to just stay with each other inside, and they played games and stuff. So it wasn't an isolate alone, it was like an isolate together, which is not isolating, obviously. It's like an oxymoron. They stayed in, they didn't isolate. That's what I'm trying to say. And they were happy that it was kind of like an excuse to just play board games and stuff. So that's a good thing. But to isolate, not good. Not good. We know it doesn't do good things for the human mind. So get out in nature, preferably get out with friends, or stay in with a group of friends for a while until you can go out. And also, it's also a good time to try something new, like a new recipe. It's the ruts get worse in the winter. Usually, whether your winter is cloudy and muddy or whatever, it's, the tropical winters are different, but usually they involve a lot of rain. I remember being in Puerto Rico, I think it was May, and I didn't think you could close the River Grande, but you'd be like the park, like you can though, apparently. It just rained like 10-pound drops, and it was great. We had a fantastic time doing what we were doing, but whatever that is for you, to just make it work. So ruts tend to get worse in the winter. So there are all kinds of ruts. There are cooking ruts for sure. Doesn't it get easy to make that same old thing? And get home, I'm tired, and this same chicken dish is quick and easy. And okay, so what we can do is, and I've definitely fallen into that, especially when all 5 kids are home. I'll definitely get home from 3 baseball games or whatever. But in the winter, try something entirely new. Go on the internet and find maybe a different ethnic cuisine that you're not used to. Maybe it can be short, who cares? And plan for that to be like the next day, so you're not just winging it. Get all the, the ingredients, and then have a fun thing. A movie night's another good idea. Popcorn and pick an oldie but a goodie, or pick something new. And invite some friends. And then, of course, there's the whole light idea, which is why it's so great to be out in nature. Even if it's not a bluebird, it's kind of like, I guess it's partly sunny today. It doesn't have to be. You're out in the sunlight. In fact, there's a vitamin D crisis in the United States in general, actually, because if people are just doing so much screen time. And that's another thing. Take a break from the screens. Do some good old-fashioned, what did we play the other night? Oh, we went to our daughter's, Shandy and her partner. It was her birthday and my husband's birthday, like 2 days apart, and we played Clue, the Harry Potter version. How cool is that? So the winter is a great time to bust out of ruts, try new board games, and really do some good face-to-face. Get off the screen, and definitely do a news fast. I'm not saying don't know what's going on. That's not good. Sticking our heads in the sand doesn't help anything. However, you can control it. You can definitely control not looking at any of it at night. That stuff just enters, that just primes you for not a great night's sleep. To know what's going on in bits, yes, and then do a media fast. Just get off of there. Just get off of there. Unless it's movie night with the popcorn, you got 2 days of a deep freeze, stay off of it. All this scrolling, all that gigantic waste of time. And I'll tell you, I just hugged a tree. Isn't that nuts? And from what people mean by tree hugger, I don't know that I would qualify, but I had a student of mine actually say, oh my gosh, it's the best feeling in the world. And it was part of his particular treatment. I think he said that. I'm pretty sure he said that. Or maybe he might have said it's his therapy, which is a little different. But anyway, the point is that it's therapeutic is the point. I just hugged a tree. I haven't hugged a tree in like a long time. And it was just such a cool experience because I'm so grateful for them. They're protective. And they block the wind. And for skiing wise, they're awesome because it can be the windiest day ever and you can be in the trees and it's just heaven on this earth. And the wind is on the slopes, taking all the snow off, and in the trees. They have something called the canopy effect, and it's just absolutely just beyond gorgeous. It's just like there should be angels flying around in other trees or something. I don't know. It's just so gorgeous. So they're protective and they just block the wind, and it's actually a little warmer in the woods than it is right outside the woods on the slopes. And anyway, and light, that was the last thing. So there are light boxes. Get some lights. Get some fairy lights. I know my students talk about this a lot in their dorm rooms. They have all kinds of cool lights up. I've seen pictures. Get some colorful ones, some white ones. They have them as butterflies. They have them as fairies. They have them as all kinds of different things. And all over there, like around the ceiling they have them and everything. And that's really healthy for you. So I'm not sure if I just heard somebody coming. I don't think so. Anyway, so embrace the winter, whatever that means for you. The lights, the board games, get out of the cooking rut, get out of the clothes rut, get out of the music rut. We didn't even say that one. We can listen to the same old thing over and over. Now is the time to try something new. It's all time to try something new. Embrace the winter. This is Kimberly Quinn. Blah. This is Kimberly Quinn and Little Giovanni signing off. Have a mindful day.